Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Hearts 4 as we are playing with the United Kingdom. As you guys noticed that I did kind of arrange the army a little bit. I mean, I didn't do too much with it. Basically, these are, just our good divisions at home with the exception of the cav divisions, of course. Just going to put them all in London for right now. And I don't know where to send them yet because we don't know where we're going to be fighting first. We don't know if we're going to fight the Comintern first or the Democratic faction. It's really hard to say at this point. We'll just have to, let things progress and see where things go. More than likely, we'll get pushed into war with one of them. So we'll have to figure out where we're going to be sending them because we could end up sending them to Spain, Italy, because we don't even know who we're going to be in a faction with at that point. Could send them to the Netherlands. I mean, it's impossible to know just yet. So we'll keep them there in the homeland until we have a better idea of where they're going. These troops here are all of our troops that are going to be here on the Asian defense for our Asian colonies. I am taking troops from Africa and sending them over there as well, since we don't really have enough troops over here yet. One thing we can do to improve that situation is request the forces from them. Oh, they have 11 divisions. That doesn't seem right at all. Let me just take a look. They don't have 11 divisions. They have 2 divisions. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. What was going on there? Yeah, they have 2 divisions. Yeah, we'll request forces and let's go ahead and have them get thrown into this army as well, and then we'll have all of the ports protected over here. Need to send more troops there, but again, I do have troops coming that way. This here is the Mediterranean army, I suppose, is what you call it. Once again, it's just defensive, so we're keeping them all in the same army for right now. Sending those cav units back home too. And we'll use the cav divisions as we usually do for garrisoning areas. So getting these troops coming over here to defend against the French border, and then these are the troops I'm sending to our American colonies. We still have some pretty important colonies over here that I'd like to cover. Obviously, we need that 16 oil. We need the aluminum as well. So we're going to bring some troops over there to protect it, and we'll probably bring some more troops from back home as well, because that's really not enough. And in fact, I know that these guys are absolute garbage. Maybe we'll wait until we'll wait till we can make one improvement to those, and then I think we're going to start building some more colonial garrison troops, because we do not have enough of those to defend all the places that I'd like to defend. But that's the situation on the land. I also started to arrange the Navy. This is obviously not how it's going to look. This is essentially just determining ship numbers. That's it. This is not how it will be arranged. I just want to get them kind of going in the direction where I want them. So we have our Pacific Fleet here. It's a little bit smaller than the other two. I don't have too many ambitions over here. In fact, it's actually much larger than it would be as far as like the percentage of ships that are going to be over here. I just don't want to have to send all the new ships over here. So the majority of the new ships we get will go into the Atlantic and Mediterranean fleets. So just to kind of show you how I broke down, all these, by the way, are just the type of ships, just for me to easily arrange it. So like these are the level 2 destroyers, these are submarines, level 1 destroyers, level 1 light cruisers, our heavy cruisers, and the battleships and carriers and the light cruiser 2s. So this is definitely not the way it's going to remain arranged. But essentially, I am going to keep the heavy cruisers out of the main fleet. We're just going to use them because they get sunk so easily when they go into surface fleet action from what I've seen. And I looked at their designs and they're not great. So I think we'll just lose all the heavy cruisers if I put them against, battleships and carriers and stuff. So what we're going to use all the heavy cruisers for is just basically to provide bombardment bonuses for our troops. So we have 1 at each of those, so 5 over here in the Atlantic, 8 in the Mediterranean theater, and then 3 in the Pacific, because I probably won't. Once again, if this isn't as important, we just want to protect our colonies. Probably not going to be, launching any invasions immediately. We got to win in the European theater first, or have things locked down here in the seas. So yeah, I did want to show you guys, once again, all this is not final. This is not how they'll be broken down. Just kind of getting them where they need to go. But I did want to show you how we have the capital ships kind of broken down. So not a lot of capital ships here in the home theater, and that's simply because as we build new capital ships, they'll go into this one. I'd like this one to have the best, just because, obvious reasons. We want to protect our coastal areas here. So we'll give them some of the new ships that we got building here. They'll go into this one. So I did want to explain the carrier situation though. So this is what are they called? I think they're the Eagle class. Yeah, the Eagle class has only 40 planes on it. So it's like our mid-range carriers that we have available to us. I guess you'd call them light carriers. And that's the Eagle class, and that's here. And then we have the Courageous class. Those are essentially our main carriers that we have with the 60 planes on them. And then the Hermes class, which is no more than an escort carrier, really, with just 20 airplanes. So those are over there in the Mediterranean fleet. And then we have 2 Courageous class in the Pacific fleet. And once again, that's mainly because I don't want to send new carriers getting built all the way to the Pacific. So yeah, we have this 2 Courageous over here. As far as battleships go, there's 3 different starting classes that the British have, and that is the Nelson, the Queen Elizabeth, and the Revenge class. So the Queen Elizabeth and Revenge class, like the only difference I think between these is that the Queen Elizabeth has float planes, so they provide a little bit higher surface detection, and plus I get that sub detection there. You don't see their design. They have the float planes, while the Revenge class does not have those. That's the only difference between those two. The Nelson class, there are some pretty major differences between that and the other two, though. They have like newer main batteries on them. I think their secondaries are newer too. Yeah, I believe the secondaries and the main batteries are newer models. So while having the newer guns, they have a couple differences from the Queen Elizabeth. They don't have those float planes that Queen Elizabeth has, and they also have one less secondary than the Queen Elizabeth has. So the difference in stats is essentially the Nelson class is better against heavier ships, while the Queen Elizabeth is slightly better against light ships just because they have the extra one, and plus they have that detection too. But that's kind of the breakdown. So to show you guys what's in them, so the 2 Nelson class ships we have one in the Pacific, one in the Mediterranean, and then we have 3 Revenge class over here and 1 Queen Elizabeth here in the Pacific. The Mediterranean is again the 1 Nelson, 1 Queen Elizabeth, and 2 Revenge class. While over here these are all Queen Elizabeths. So we also have 2 battle cruisers, or I think we might actually have 3 battle cruisers and 1 in each one. Yeah, yep, we have 1 in each one. We probably should have kept the hood over here. Yeah, I think we should keep the hood here. All right, well, we're going to change that up real quick, guys. Let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just take the battle cruiser, the Repulse, and move. Oh, shit. Move that. And damn it. I like that one over here, so we're gonna have to fix this. This is why I did this off camera, because it's just tedious. It's just kind of tedious, guys. All right, so we fixed that. We have our Pride of the Fleet here in the home fleet. You also notice that I have the admirals assigned. I didn't assign them based on history. We have Cunningham over here in the main fleet, Mediterranean. We have Somerville, and in the Pacific we have Fraser. And I just kind of based it off more off stats than anything else. I guess if we wanted to be authentic, you'd need, I guess Somerville would be in the Pacific. I know he was actually in the Mediterranean for a time in the early part of the war, but then he went to the Pacific Theater, the Far East Theater. And then Cunningham, I think he was the main guy in the Mediterranean, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the British admirals as well as I know the American ones, but yeah, I think Cunningham was in the Mediterranean. So we're not doing it based on history, though, so it's fine. But once again, don't read too much into that. That is just to get them going to their locations. That's essentially it. All right, so let's get it started. Let's get all our ships moving, and it does seem that these ships did... Yeah, they did stay. Okay. I thought they did not stay where they're supposed to. All right, so all the ships are moving around. And that's going to soak up the fuel pretty bad. What we'll do is once they get there, we'll kind of let it... maybe go a little while without training. We no longer get the effects from a change in course. Okay. We'll probably... So does that mean we're not... Wait a minute. Oh, so that means we're not ticking down democracy anymore. All right, well, that's a shame. I guess one negative of that modifier, though, is it was actually increasing communism by quite a bit. So I guess that's good. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And yeah, that's right. We need to take a look at what the next one is that I want to do here. So we need to get the stability up higher. I don't think I'm ever going to do the London one because even if you did the urge restraint, you still have whatever percent chance it is. I think it's like a 6 or 7% chance or something like that. I want to say that's what it does. It makes it far more likely to get like the regular, march in Greater London area. Slightly more likely to get the peaceful. I think it goes from like 25 to maybe 31 or 33%, but drastically decreases the chance of getting a violent march. But if you do get the violent march with the 6% chance, it's not highly likely, but if you did, that's a 66% stability loss, meaning that there's no way to avoid a civil war, even if you had stability at 100%. And I mean, even if you got the regular March in Greater London area, you know, not violent, not peaceful, I mean, you'd still have to have it to not go in a civil war. You'd still have to have, what, 90, 94%? Yeah, like 94 point something percent in order to avoid a civil war. And so, yeah, it's just too risky. I know that would help us a lot, but you know what? We're just going to do it in other areas that are not as risky. I'm thinking we're going to do it here next because that would take it up by 13%. And it's not too risky. We just have to let this increase by quite a bit. So we'll let it go up kind of high, and we'll urge restraint as well. And then we'll knock that out. Or you know what? It's this one right here. So it's 113 power that we need plus the 25. So we need a lot of power before we can do this anyway. So that gives us time to get the stability up. And what is this? Oh, the escalator clause has been invoked. That's right. I guess we should pick our tech first, and then we'll take a look at that. So we just got the Interwar Artillery. And I want to say that we have all the industrial techs going. We have 2 of them going. We'll get the other one soon. We can get the radars built as well. But again, we should probably focus on factories right now. And let me just see what all we need. I know that we need support companies. We don't really have the experience to add them, though. So I'm not really making it a priority right now, since there's already just so much stuff that we're going to have to do with our division designs. So yeah, it's not a priority. We could go and start working on our land doctrines, I suppose. Yeah, I guess we could do that. But there's also naval doctrines and air doctrines as well. There's a lot of stuff that we have to get, really. Yeah, quite a few things. I think we're going to do a couple land doctrines. Let's get a couple land doctrines knocked out, and maybe then we'll work on something else. So, anti-fascist raids, okay. Let's go ahead and say we're not interested in doing any of these right now. And then the escalator clause. So what's up with this here? So this will let you withdraw from the treaty, but we can't do that because world tension is not high enough at this point, unfortunately. This does replace it, though, so that we can build larger, much larger ships overall, since the Japanese withdrew from it. So that does allow us to build larger ships. And we did get the torpedo launchers as well. So we're going to want to make that adjustment to our destroyers, I think. Yeah, I want to say we want to do it to the destroyers. And that means, I think that's all. Yeah, I believe that is all the ship equipment. All right, very, very nice. So how many techs do we currently have going towards ships? Because I like 2. All right, so we have 1 right now. So let's go ahead and go after, let me just see here. I think we're going to go ahead and go after one of these gun techs. Or, you know what we should really do? We should probably get this one. That's pretty useful to have. We'll use our experience for it as well. And let's take a look at how we're doing. We just want to build 1 more destroyer. When we complete that destroyer, we will make an adjustment to those. I don't think we have torpedoes on these. I could be wrong. You know what? Actually, I think we do have a torpedo on here, actually. If I'm not mistaken. No, we do not have any torpedoes. Oh, no, wait a minute. I see torpedo attacks. Where is it that oh, right there. There we go. So we'll want to update that one. So let's go ahead and just say we're going to build 1 more of those. And I think we're good to go. So that we can try and make sure that we have the most recent tech on those. Another thing we can do is go ahead and refit some of our ships. So it's kind of letting all of our ships get to their places. And Japan declared war on Japan. So there is going to be a civil war in order for them to go communist. All right, yeah, you can see here that the communists only have a few states as of right now. How are they doing on divisions? Ooh, oh, that's not good. I wonder if the Civil War happened much sooner than it should have. I don't know that the communists are going to win here. I know, we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll have to pay attention. We can't help again. We just don't have that option. And Congress did pass the Neutrality Act because we did tell them to go that route. So yeah, I really can't say what's going to happen there. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm trying to let the fuel get up a little bit before we train ships again. We're going to need to do that soon, though. We're lacking experience without it. So we'll have to get those ships back out there and training. But one thing we could do, and in fact we could do that now while we have them not do anything, and we got an extra destroyer here, so let's go ahead and throw that over here for right now, I suppose, until I figure out where the hell, there they are, they're right there. This is where our training fleet essentially is. So what we could do is refit some of these ships, like these level 2 ships. I think we could refit them to our sub-hunters. Yeah, so I think we'll go ahead and do that. I know that this is going to take a bit of production to do, but man, it would improve them greatly. In fact, you know what? We should probably just wait until we get the new ones. Yeah, because we're about to get a new design going. Well, we don't really need to wait to do that. We could design it now, I suppose. Yeah, we could go ahead and design it now. And that way we can refit them immediately. And all we're doing, I think, is changing up the torpedo launchers here. This is actually the attack cruisers. I meant to check the destroyers. I don't think we got anything else. I could be wrong. Yeah, we didn't get the fire control system. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Let's just go ahead and save that. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the same with the destroyers. And give them the new torpedoes. There we go. So just for 3 experience, and we took up the torpedo attack by quite a bit. Right. So that'll allow us to refit those ships now. Where are they at? I think it's this one. Yeah, these guys here. So we're gonna go ahead and get them refitted over to the Bs, and it's not gonna take too long. It's 16 days to refit them. So we're gonna do that now. And we might also go ahead and refit some of our other level 2s over here. I don't see why not to just refit them all. I know it's going to take a bit of production to do so, but yeah, just refit all the level 2s, and maybe we'll even look at refitting the light cruisers and stuff, just to make them more as up to date as possible. So we'll go and refit them, and that's another great thing about having these all set up by their version, or not really their version, but their model, I suppose what you call it, their hull. Yeah, I guess that's more proper. Their current hull version. All right, so we'll go and refit all the destroyers. We could also refit. Okay, we could also refit the light cruisers. Maybe we'll do that. Some of those destroyers, there's a lot of different destroyers we're using for the level 1s. So one thing we could do. Oh, looks like they're coming back here to refit. Okay, reinforce the Empire has been completed. Excellent. So that's higher base stability. So that's going to be pretty useful for those decisions that we're taking. And we'll probably want to go ahead and go with the service overseas next. Get us a bit of experience, because yeah, we have no army experience to do anything right now. So that'll be helpful. All right, so what did we need to do? I saw that we had something that no, damn, I don't know what the hell it was. All right, well, wasn't important, I guess. 1936 submarine hull is completed, so we'll want to get those building. And let me just see here what we want to get next. I guess we'll go ahead and start getting the guns next. Getting the guns here. Trying to get some passive bonuses here. Things that are going to help our fleet out. I think it's pretty important to really focus on the fleet early on. Remember, this is not going to be the traditional campaign. You know, let's do the battleships first. Although, I think this one might give a better one. Let me just take a look. It's 182 days. Well, this one's 289 days. So quite a bit longer, and it gives the same bonus, so we'll go for this one. But yeah, the winning the naval war usually needs to be done kind of early, and yeah, we're not going to change that because we're waiting. We need to do the next one of these, which again, let me take a look and see if we're there yet. I think we're just about there. Yeah, we're just about ready. What we'll want to go ahead and do is urge restraint here. I know we lose a little bit of fascist support, but yeah, I think it's important that we make sure that we don't get the violent one. Yeah, so you see it's 31%. So it goes up from 25 to 31% for peaceful march, up from 50% to 62% for just a regular march, and down from 25 to 6% for a violent march. So that's what it does. That's what it changes. We got the concentrated industry too. Excellent. Let's go ahead and go after the improved machine tools. All right. And so we have all our ships currently retrofitting right now. Looks like, yeah, these guys are about 50% done here. Still waiting on those ones there. Yeah, these guys are also about 50% completed on that. So yeah, just getting them all retrofitted up. And also, we should have 2. And of course, they do take the dockyards. So we have to wait until we get these completed. What I might do, in fact, is go ahead and pull from this. The destroyers are done, by the way. But we're using those dockyards here. So let's go ahead and pull from these so we can get this completed just a little bit quicker. So we can get all these this retrofitting done. And Okay, the left is Ascendant in France. And they're currently at 37% communist. We got the firefighting drills, excellent, which we did get kind of quicker because of the using our Navy experience for that. We can go get separate fire mains. I found this to be like super useful because of the critical hits. Man, they take so long to repair. They have your ships just sitting there for a long time. So the decreasing the chance of getting the critical hits, I find to be pretty damn useful. So yeah, we're gonna go get another one. Just really focus on the Navy, guys. That's where we're gonna win, is in the sea and the skies. Britain's not. Oh, they're losing here. God damn it. Shit. I wish I could help them, man. Yeah, we can't. We could send them a attache, but of course that would use precious political power, which I'm not willing to do right now. Why is our stability not increasing? Oh shit, my bad, guys. I did not realize that we didn't have the decision going. And if I can just find the damn button here, we wanted to hold an anti. Oh, you can only do it if your stability is less than 80%. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. All right, well, let's go ahead and do this one and hope that we don't get the violent one. If we get the violent one, we will go into a civil war. It's a 6% chance, and we didn't get it. All right, excellent. Did take our stability down by quite a bit, and we got 13% fascism support. So yeah, that was right at the limit there. We're now at 60% fascist support, so not too shabby. And we're going to want to hold the anti-German speeches again, so we can get this increasing a bit more. So what if Germany was fascist? Would it still be hold anti-German speeches? And Hindenburg is Astra. Oh no. All right, so we are now have fascist support in the majority right now. It's not bad. Also, we've got this division done. Looks like they have a new division design here. All right, that just looks a lot better than their other one. So let's go and throw these guys in the Purple Army and have them come down here to Singapore. And we'll make use of all their troops to defend the territory here. I won't do India's. First of all, you have to use a little bit of manpower for their divisions, and also we're supposed to lose them. Well, I don't know that we'll lose them. We have them going democratic, so we might not lose them. There's the chance that they could stay in the faction. It's not like the South Africa and New Zealand one where we kind of have them, going the alternate route, the alternate democratic route. The service overseas is completed. So that gave us a little bit of experience, and we're going to make an adjustment immediately with our division designs. And let's go for the Colonial Elite next, because that's a nice research bonus. So that'll be really helpful to get. We can really fly through the text as Britain and as America, particularly as America, they fly through the text. So let's go ahead and get that 5 experience to use here. What I want to do is I want to take away from the colonial garrisons, bring them down to 10, and just get all that equipment and manpower from that. And then we're going to use that to build more. We actually have a excess of infantry equipment now. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. So what we'll do is we will let that adjustment happen here, and then see how we're looking on equipment. All right, we're 6.2 thousand. Let's go ahead and train up some colonial garrisons, guys, because I guess we don't need to set them to go anywhere just yet. Because we need more troops around the world to defend our territories. So let's go probably with 10. Sounds about right. We need to defend here. Yeah, the nationalists are not doing well, guys. Oh, shit. We need to hurry up and turn fascist so that we can assist them, send them a few troops. Need a couple more over here. Probably need a few more. We have these guys to move, so we'll move them now. Let's just move them over to there. We'll kind of have them jump from there to there. I think we're gonna leave one over there. That's why I did that. But yeah, I think 10 divisions should be enough. Yeah, 10 divisions should be good for right now. And also, we have civilian factories not doing anything. I wonder how long we've had that. I've been sitting here talking this whole time, and civilian factories doing nothing. Looks like it's just a couple of them, but still, that's a big deal. What we're going to want to put them towards is the military factories. And you know what? Actually, let's get one more dockyard, guys. One more dockyard, and then we'll go towards military factories. Let's go in and get them going in these higher locations. Just get a few more military factories, and then we are going to go ahead and assign the military factories based on how the equipment looks. Okay, so yeah, we're doing okay now. So let's go ahead and pull back from the infantry equipment a little bit. We're looking okay on support. We're going to need a lot of support once we start making adjustments to our division designs. But really where we need to be going into is planes. So you know what, we're going to tick this back a lot more, in fact. And Yeah, we do need this stockpile a little bit more, so I'm not going to pull too much from there. And let's put them into planes, guys, because, yeah, we are not going to have anywhere near the number of planes that we need, I don't think. You know what? We'll put them into fighters for right now. And I suppose we're sitting on... we're maxed out on fuel now. So let's go ahead... What is this one? Stanley Baldwin retires and Neville Chamberlain becomes leader for the Democrat. Okay. So we need to get the fleets out there. Training again. Okay, so this fleet here is what we're using for a training fleet. I think we'll use these guys as well. And them. We'll probably put a lot of ships out there. Pretty much if they have destroyers or submarines in, then we'll use them for training. So let's get them back out there. And then we'll see if we can pull from the fuel. I bet we'll be able to pull from the oil that we're currently trading for right now. Yeah, we're going to leave all those guys. We'll train over there in the other theaters as well. Although some of these guys are waiting to retrofit, yes. So we're not going to do them just yet. And we'll do these guys too. And I don't know if these guys finished. Yeah, it looks like they did finish. Or they're the new ones we just built. Well, those guys are. And then the submarines here. So we'll see how we're doing on... We'll probably be doing pretty good. We can likely trade. Stop trading as much, I mean. We're not really trading for a ton anyways, but... Any factories we can get back would be helpful. And we're still doing okay. Alright, so that would be the limit right there. So let's go ahead and tick it up. And then the reason why I want to keep it in the positive is because we're about to train up some planes as well. We did get construction completed. Excellent. Let's go ahead and go with the excavation next. And let's go ahead and get a couple air wings training. Like, I don't want to get a ton out there. We don't really need to throw an insane amount of planes out there to train, but I'd like to get some of them. And so let's get just like a few fighter wings. And yeah, I'm not gonna worry about the interwar bombers. Some close air support as well would be nice to get training. And I think that's probably good for right now. Yeah, and I don't want to train too much and then be in a position where we're using too much fuel. We're looking pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, so that'll give them training. That'll give us some air experience too. And then we have the improved machine tools. Okay, so I want to say that we are done with industrial techs now. Awesome. So the goal for this episode here will be the same as last. We're going to try and get through 1937. In fact, I'll probably want to get through into 1938 a little bit, maybe into like the spring. So we'll probably want to go and get, well, actually, I don't know that I'm going to go strategic destruction. I suppose it makes most sense to go with strategic destruction just because of all of our members giving us that bonus. That's the route they're going. So we probably should go with that route. And I do see myself probably using some strategic bombers in this campaign. So, and they get the best bonus for that. Really, there's only slight differences between these when you really actually look at them. They're just only slightly better at some stuff. So really just want to go for the one that you can get fastest. So I think we're going to go ahead and get that just because it's 50% bonus there. And I don't think we have any naval doctrine bonuses yet. No, we don't. So yeah, let's grab that up. We can get it in 115 days. Sure, why not? I'm sure there's other stuff I needed, but I saw the bonus and then I had to get it. All right, so we're still holding the anti-German speeches. We have 15% to play around with. Let's see if that can get us anything. This will get us at 8.3, but yeah, it's a little bit risky. Yeah, a little bit risky. It does feel like you have to use the urge restraint, man. I mean, I haven't been using it, but yeah, it's such a big difference as far as like how much stability you lose. Like, yeah, massive difference, guys. In the long run, I wonder if it's not worth it doing it this way, because that's a 25% chance that you're gonna get the violent one, which all that really does is get make you lose more stability, which then you have to use the anti-German speech. Though this does tick up pretty quick. You know what? Actually, it probably is more efficient to not urge restraint. Then I guess we'll go ahead and do it over here in Wales, just because that's the only one we don't have to worry about as far as like putting us in a civil war situation. And it was a peaceful march, excellent. So that gives you that political power too. So very nice, and barely any stability loss. So that worked out well. So she did live. She circumnavigated the globe, and we are now at 65% fascist. Not bad. Do you have to do every single decision? I wonder. Does that leave us in a situation we have to do London? That'd be pretty risky. Although the Civil War would probably go pretty favorably, considering the fact that you'd be really high in fascist support by then. It does look like the communists are actually winning. Yeah, surprisingly. They are in fact winning. I'm guessing that's because a lot of the Japanese divisions were over here. So therefore, they weren't able to defend against the communists. I guess that's what happened. I was kind of worried that the communists weren't going to win. But yeah, it does seem that they got it. They should get this finished up soon, and the communists will be in power just as we wanted. I'm really worried about this because this was supposed to be one of my allies, man. Spain and Italy were going to be my allies. And so if we lose Spain, then we only have the Italians, which, by the way, I didn't pick to have the Italians. Like, they're the ones that we wanted. You can't change Italy over because they don't have their focus tree is extremely limited. They can't change. You could, of course, change through staging a coup, but I mean through that AI behavior that we did in the beginning, there's no way to change that and make Italy go go communist or democratic. So whenever you set up those unique kind of situations, you have to always keep in mind that Italy's got to be fascist and the Soviet Union has to be communist. They can't go any other route either. Until those trees get done, I think the Italian tree is going to be done in the next DLC. We already know the French one's being redone. And the developers have already said that Poland and Soviet Union are not getting done in this DLC and that they're going to get done together. So that will probably get done in the following one, whatever the hell that is. Probably, good God, I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be sometime in 2020. So the next DLC could be early 2020 for all we know. But yeah, I think it'll be France and Italy get the redone trees. And Italy desperately needs it. Their tree is garbage. The Soviet Union is pretty bad too. Let's go ahead and do this one here. And then let's see if we can't get, well, we're not going to have any political power. And the Germans, of course, hate us. And China is now expanding, trying to get control of the warlords. All right, the Japanese must have landed some troops over here, Hiroshima, because they are now advancing. And yeah, China's now declaring war on the warlords here. We do have unassigned divisions. Let's go ahead and put them into the army here and get them moving. We need troops to protect the ports over here. Are they in a port yet? They are not. So we'll have to move them. These guys are actually decent. You know what? They need to train up. All right, so what we want to do, because these guys are much better. Okay, that's what we'll do. Being indecisive here. Take this guy. Move him over here. Take this guy. Move him over here. Put both of these dudes into this army to train. And then move him down to here. So they'll train once they get their locations. Alright, and I just did that because he's not in a port. And yes, these guys here, we're moving them from Africa. There are 3 divisions that can come on over here. And again, we'll just kind of slowly move them on over there. Whenever I feel like looking at them, I guess. Alright, so we have ships training up. And we did finish up that carrier. Excellent. Very good news. Alright, let's go ahead and get the carrier trained up. And we also need to arrange the planes on the carriers. Which one do we want to put them in? I guess we can put them in that one for right now. And he'll train up, and that will cost us a little bit of fuel. That's okay. We might want to trade for just a bit more fuel. And let me also take a look and see how these guys are doing. They're pretty close, but they're not quite done yet. We did get the Encourage Colonial Elites. That means we're going to research faster. And still not communist, so can't go anywhere on here just yet. Excuse me, still not fascist, so can't go anywhere else on here just yet. So let's see what we want to get next. So we have the Commonwealth ties. We have the Mediterranean Bastion, which has some pretty good stuff here, with forts and whatnot. Fortify East Asia would be useful as well to get. Let me just take a look. I do have 1 division still in Hong Kong, by the way. I'll keep them there for now. And I guess we'll go ahead and start working on some of the techs over here. General rearmament we can't get till world tension goes up to 10%. So we'll have to wait on that one. Yeah, I don't see any reason to get forts this early. And yeah, this is mostly what it is. There's some other good stuff. You get some military factories. So it's pretty... There are definitely some useful stuff here. But for the most part, I feel like we can wait a little bit longer before you start working on fortifications and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, and we're not going to develop in our colonies and dominions just yet. So yeah, it's going to be air defense is what we're going to go for here, guys. All right, that gives us a little bit of air experience too. So we can do the black marches again, and stability is high enough. I feel like might as well go ahead and see what we can get done. Yeah, this 15% is the highest risk, and that puts us... I wonder if you have to do all of these. But yeah, if once that's successful, then we're now at 70%. We're pretty high. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, we're still needing to get this ticked up a little bit higher before we can do the next one. Let's see. The next one is a 14% risk, so we want to get up to about 65%. I need to pay better attention to this because yeah, there's points where we could have got these done. And are these guys? No, they're not done yet. All right, and we want to make sure that nobody's training needlessly, like these light cruisers right here, which we're gonna throw them. I'm gonna throw them over to that task force right now. All right, that'll save us a little bit of fuel. And deploy units. So these guys are ready to deploy. Let's go ahead and deploy them now. We will train them up once they get to their locations. So let's go ahead and get these guys set up where we want them to go. I don't think we're gonna protect all of our islands here. I just don't see any point. I mean, you're not getting hardly anything for like the Bahamas and stuff, and we're gonna be fighting the Americans. It's not like we can stop them from these invasions. So if you send all these troops out there to defend all these territories, then you end up just losing all of them. So might as well keep them in like key locations, like here and here. So we will send more divisions over that way. Because yeah, I just don't feel like 2 is going to be enough against the Americans, obviously. So and those are key locations. So let's go ahead and send. Man, I probably did not build enough of these. Yeah, I did not build enough for what we need to do here. All right, what we'll do is we'll send these 5 over here, and then like 2 of them go over to here. And that'll be 3 and 4, or excuse me, 3 and 4 here. Hopefully that'll be enough to defend those. Those are key locations, though. We absolutely need those resources, so I feel like we kind of have to have them over there. And then as far as here, I mean, there's no way that we're going to be able to defend this more than likely if the French put any kind of number of troops here. But what we'll do, let's see, how many do we need? 1, 2. If we just wanted to like defend across here so they can't push down, we'd only need 4 divisions, and we currently have 4 divisions there. So I think we're gonna send quite a few of these to over here to Asia then, because we always need more troops here. Always helpful. So let's go ahead and get these guys going over there now, and we can go ahead and get these guys moving around as well, because yeah, we don't have very many over here just yet. So let's get them placed. Let's do, you know what, since we have more divisions coming, let's go and put all of them over here. All right, excellent. So they will move, and then we have, what, 2 more divisions here, I think, that can go into the African theater then. Well, we actually do need to put, yeah, well, at least 1 more into Gibraltar. That's not going to be enough, in fact. So that's fine. Let's move 1 over to here. And that's probably all we're going to move over here for right now. Yeah, I don't see us moving any more of those. So we probably want to get a couple more trained up. But I don't think we're going to do that right now. This should be good, right? Yeah, I'm pretty worried about these guys. Yeah, that sucks, man, that we can't help them. I think they're going to lose, which is a shame. And there's really no way to help them out at this moment until we get switched over to fascism. I didn't know we were going to have to do every single one of these. And it looks like that's the case, which London's going to be really difficult to do, as I said. So we get the bracket shooting. Let's go and get the ladder shooting next. Use that experience to get it in 78 days. I haven't done anything with the ships, guys. I know that we're not really using them to build much, because we're spending all of our dockyards right now getting these completed. Trying to update them, the Destroyer 2s. I don't know if I'm even going to bother updating Destroyer 1s at this point, just because it takes so long to get it done. Yeah, just I don't know that it's gonna be worth it. Just get the Destroyer 2 updated, and probably the Light Cruiser 2s as well. We'll get those updated too, and then we'll start building ships again. But yeah, let's go ahead and get something. Get this factory put into something. We can pull from the infantry equipment again. We do need to stockpile that a little bit though, because we're gonna need to build a ton of units once we get our manpower laws changed. But right now, let's just work on planes. You know what? We're gonna need a lot of naval bombers. So we'll get one in naval bombers, one in close air support. And yeah, it looks like we're good on resources as well. Excellent. Let's take a look at our planes that are doing the pilot exercising. They are done. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and have them. I guess we'll keep this as our training base. So we'll move them out of there and go ahead and start training up some more. Get like 200 more fighters going. I suppose we can train up some interwar bombers. But good God, yeah, yeah, you know what? I don't want to pay the fuel right now for that. We can go ahead and move all these. Just go ahead and have the new ones get assigned here. And then we're also going to want to let's get some naval bombers going now at this point. All right. Get all these dudes training up. All right. Fantastic. And we did get the air superiority knocked out. So I don't know that, I mean, we could go ahead and continue down the air doctrines. And I almost want to, but at the same time, there's like so much other stuff we could be getting right now. How are we doing on tanks? We're actually have fallen behind. So we could go ahead and get the Matildas. And I don't know that we'll ever get the damn tank designer at this point. Yeah, I don't know when we're going to get that. Because of the fact that we don't have any political power. We have to invest all of our political power into these missions here, which we can actually do another one. I keep forgetting to look at that. But yeah, we could do another one. Now let's go and get anti-tanks, guys. We don't have those yet. Those will be useful to have. Although we don't have experience to make like any adjustments to our divisions, unfortunately. All right, so let's take a look and see which ones we can do here. We could also hold the anti-German speeches again, so we'll want to do that. But let's get one of these completed first. So this would be 30%. So you essentially have to be sitting in a pretty comfortable number there. I almost want to go ahead and do the anti-German speeches again. I think we have to do all of them, man. It sure seems that way. You have to get all these completed before you're able to flip the country. I don't really know how it works. It's the first time I've done it, obviously. So you know what we'll do? Let's go ahead and do this one here. And then we're going to hold the anti-German speeches. And it was violent marches. Okay. That ticked us down by quite a bit. And then this one here doesn't change stability too much, so we're going to knock them out. Because, as I said, it does seem like we have to do them all. So might as well. And there are violent marches again. Okay. So we're sitting at 76% fascist. And as far as those decisions go, there's not a lot left. Other than the big, expensive London one. So I guess we'll do these two next. So if we're not going to do urge restraint, which I almost don't want to, yeah, if we're just going to go and gamble with it, then we'd want to have it sitting at 75%. So it's going to be a little while before we do it. Maybe we'll use our political power for something in that time. I don't know. We got the air defense knocked out. Excellent. Give us some more air experience. We can go ahead and do the radars next. And I think that's exactly what we'll do. Let me just take a look and see if there's anything that's really calling out to me, saying you need to get this one now. So, yeah, we're not going to do that. We could always try and convert the Spanish back over, I suppose. I almost want to do that since I did plan on them being fascist and being one of our few allies that we're likely to have in Europe. So I suppose we could always do that. You get the coerce Spain, which I do think, yeah, would increase. At this point, it makes them go democratic, but once we're fascist, it'd make them go fascist. So we could do that one, and then also we'd have to put political power into, because that's not going to be enough. It'd take forever, honestly. I don't know if it'd be worth it. We can coerce either Turkey or Greece. That's something we might want to do in the future. Yeah, I do like the idea of getting some more dockyards and civilian factories, and the land forts and coastal fort bonus to building would be nice as well. Let's get the radars, though. Get that nice bonus there. And we are going to have to trade for more fuel, by the way. We are using just too much. We're going to have to trade for more oil, I should say. Trade for a bit more, and then we've got the separate fire mains. Okay, so again, just going to keep on working on these naval techs. Could also go with the dockyards too. They give some different bonuses here rather than just like the heavy attack and light attack and stuff. Maybe we'll go ahead and keep one in naval doctrines and then one into those naval techs. And we will go and go with the fleet and beam, I suppose. I mean, we could go with base strike, but this is where we're going to get like bonuses from our dominions, and then I don't know who we're doing for a theorist. Got kind of got some good choices. You obviously want to go with the specific like British ones. So the ones that cost 250 are a pretty good one to get, just because you get the 15% rather than the 10%. I feel like that's worth the 100 political power personally. So in that case, you always want to go with whichever one you're going to go with, whether it's Grand Battle Plan, Grand Fleet, or the Victory through Air Power. You're going to want the... You know what I think we're going to do? I think we're going to do the air one. I think that would probably be the best one to get, guys. Yeah, air... Yeah, I think we're going to go with air power, guys. So we're going to want to go for this one. So that means that we would want to go with the Strategic Destruction Doctrine, which we're already doing. So that's not a problem. So that opens it up to selecting whichever one of the naval doctrines we want to get. However, like I said, I think we'll go with Fleet and Beam. It does have bonuses for carriers, so it's just not as good for carriers as that one is. That's okay. We're already in this one. We don't have to research this one. It saves us 100-something days. And I believe all the Dominions go this route too, so if any of them got ahead of us, we'd get those bonuses, though I highly doubt they're going to spend much time getting these. So let's go ahead and probably get the convoy sailing, because you know that we're going to have some problems with the German submarines. So we'll get that. We have some free military factories as well, so let's go ahead and get these assigned. Infantry equipment's really getting stockpiled. The stockpiles are looking great for when we finally get some damn manpower. I think we will build a couple more divisions as well here soon. So let's get these put into planes, because I really feel like we're not going to have the Air Force that is needed. So let's get another one going to naval bombers here, the next one, whichever one we get. All right, excellent. So good on resources and units, man. Let's go ahead and train up some more colonial garrisons. How many more do we need? I feel like we could use one more in Gibraltar at least. We could use one more here in Malta. I don't know that the French will invade us, though. I'm kind of relying on the Italians to help me out in the Mediterranean. I think we should be able to control the Mediterranean. So you know what? One in Malta's fine. I already decided that that's good there, and it feels like we have enough in Asia as well. So you know what? I think one division will probably be enough. Just train one more of these, and then we can go ahead and train up some of these guys, even though they're not done yet. They're not great. We'll go ahead and put them out there, get them started. We have a little bit of manpower to kind of play around with. Remember, we do need to use that for planes and ships, and I want to make sure that does get below 100,000. So probably just the 3 divisions, really. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do. 3 divisions. That'll get us up to 20. Divisions in our regular army. I mean, you don't count the cav divisions because 3 of those are cav. So yeah, to get us to 20, that's fine, I suppose. And there we go. So we'll get those guys training up and make use of some of that equipment that we have in the stockpile. Excavation is completed. So we are done with these, though we do need to go with fuel refining because, again, we're having troubles with that. As far as how we're going to keep the fuel going, somebody asked me about that. We're probably going to have to go with refineries because we can't trade with the Americans once we go to war with them. So, yeah, I don't see how we don't. Ah, damn it. Yeah, it looks like the Nationalists did lose. Yeah, I don't know how we don't go with refineries. We eventually will. Oh, did I not? Oh, this is developing tungsten here. Okay. All right, well, we need to get this up pretty high. I want to say that to do this one, yeah, it's 75%. That's where we need to get that to. God, these are high. Yeah, you'd have to get that up to 80%. You would have to use, yeah, you'd have to use the urge restraint because you'd be screwed. All right, well, Yugoslavia sent us an event, and let's take a look what's going on there. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that in a second. Yugoslavia requests sale of airplanes. So we can't approve the sale of some of our fighters, and that would make them like us more, but we already know Yugoslavia's not going to be on our side. So we're going to say we can't spare anything. Because Yugoslavia is going communist, right? And it looks like they're going communist. So yeah, we're just going to tell them we can't spare anything. Okay, so the communists are actually not doing so well anymore. Once the fascist Japanese, got their troops onto the mainland, they're now pushing them back. And they are not doing so well. If only they'd gotten Tokyo taken out before then they could have just kept their troops on one border here. But this is a big old large border they got to keep defended. So that doesn't look good. Now, yeah, okay, so Qing China here has declared war on the communists as well. But they are not a puppet anymore. Yeah, it seems that they are no longer a puppet, they are free. Okay, interesting. And yeah, they are fascists as well. They're not part of a faction or anything. They just declared war on them. I don't know what they're hoping to gain from that. That's interesting. We'll have to watch that. And then, of course, China's over here expanded into those warlords. And they white peaced out already. Okay. Was it that they used to be a puppet of them and then they declared independence? Now, we told them not to do that, but yeah, maybe that got issue caused from them going communist. Sucks that the fascists lost there. Grand battle plan. Who'd figure? The fascists like never lose, but when I go fascist, then they decide they will. So we got the first one for the grand battle plan doctrine done. We are now close enough to 1938 to go ahead and start getting the 1938 text. We're gonna get that computing machine now. And how are these guys doing on training? They are actually done, so probably shouldn't have been training them any further. So let's get them put them into the Purple Army. All right, excellent. So we want to move these divisions around just to protect these ports here. And let me just take a look and see how we're doing on divisions. So we have quite a few here. These guys actually need to train up too. So what we'll do is put them into a little training army. Let's get them moving. I'm gonna take the railroads, I guess. And one more over to here. Probably not enough troops here. Well, too many here, so we move one more. Just kind of bounce them around because it's fun, I guess. So we'll get them going over there. And then we'll take one of these guys. You know what? They might actually hit here first. I don't really know where they're going to hit. And I keep missing this damn fact that we have civilian factories. They pay better attention because that's one of the few things that if you don't do right away, you just lose the production. So really, we need to just build it out a bit more. So I'd like to get more military factories, but because we can't really build the units, yeah, I almost don't want to. I almost want to go and do the dockyards first. Yeah, you know what? Let's get more dockyards, guys. We do not have the amount of dockyards that I need to get anything done. So let's build all along here. We're gonna get like 5 more dockyards, guys. Oh, I'm trying to build in a place that has no port. That's awesome. How many is that? That's 4 and 80% here. Oh, wait a minute. Let's take out of the 70% here and go to 90 there. All right, so get 5 dockyards completed. I just don't like our dockyard situation, and if we win in the seas, then we at least protect our homeland. And it's going to be key that we control the seas, and it's going to be kind of hard to do that, guys. Because remember, it's not just the Germans and the Italians. I mean, that's not who we're fighting now. The Italians are on our side. We got to fight the French. We got to fight the Germans. Probably going to have to fight the Spanish now. We got to fight the Soviet Union. Most importantly, we got to fight the Japanese and the Americans. So it's going to be rough, guys. It's definitely going to be rough. All right, so it's still not 1938, but close enough to work on 1938 text. So let's get some stuff here, guys. So behind on tanks, I saw that we need the infantry. I think that's what we'll get and make our guns a bit better. So yeah, let's get that next. And we'll get the improved infantry equipment 1 because it is practically 1938. Remember, we researched pretty quick as well. So that's something that's quite helpful. And we are short on fuel. So let's trade with, try not to trade with the, oh yeah, Romania. They are a potential ally in the future. So we'll trade with them and that will improve the oil situation. Awesome. Let's take a look at our ships here. Keep these guys training. Get them going back over there. And then also make sure that we don't have, which we do. Of course we do. So let's put them over to here since I think we only have 1 carrier there. So yeah, these guys have 60 planes. All right, so now we have 2 carriers in the home fleet. And we are just using all of our dockyards to switch these up, but we're almost done. That took a lot longer than I was expecting it to take, honestly. Yeah, I was not expecting it to take this long to get all those switched over to 2s. So we did waste a lot of dockyard production on that. I don't think we should have switched all those over. But too late now. We did it. They'll be better in the seas, I suppose. The destroyers will be. I don't know if it's worth it for destroyers because they die so quickly. I thought it was going to be really quick, though, because it was like 6 days per destroyer with full dockyards. That's what I thought it said. Maybe I misread it. So yeah, I was thinking like maybe 3, 4, 5 months we'd get all those destroyers done. Those I think it was like 30 destroyers, which, you know, yeah, 30 times 6, that'd be 180. Yeah, 6 months. So yeah, I was thinking 6 months at most, but that was not 6 months, not at all. That was a year, and we're still not done. Oh well, I almost want to switch just to stop them, in fact, because it's just taking so long. So we can't get anything else there. We can go down here in the motorized army and then get the armor technology research bonus. But let's go ahead and get some other stuff here, guys. Still can't go down that route just yet. Could get the bonuses here, and getting the land fort and coastal forts would be useful. Be able to build that quicker. Fortifying East Asia would get us a civilian factory and a naval dockyard. You know, I'm not too worried about the Asian theater now. I don't know. I mean, it does look like the communists are going to win eventually, you'd think. But it's going to take them such a long time. This is going to be a long, drawn-out war. I thought this was going to happen a lot quicker. Maybe they won't win. I don't even know. So you know what? We will not do the Fortify East Asia at this point, even though it does give the dockyard and the civilian factory. We're going to do the Mediterranean Bastion. And both of them get the Fortify at the Empire. The civilian factory and dockyard was the main thing that was making me want to go that route. But again, I feel like we should go with the Mediterranean ones. I think that's going to be the most useful, the one that we see used first. So are we high enough here? I keep just not paying attention to when those are done. I wish I got like, you know what I need to do? I need to check that. That's what I need to do. So that I know when I can take that. Yeah, I unchecked it, and it's just been screwing me over. So we are not running as efficiently as we could with that. And we shouldn't have any large ships. We just have that light cruiser training up over here. But yeah, just keep all these ships training. And you know what? I really do think we are going to go ahead and pull off of these guys. I know they're almost done. But you know what? This is just taking way too long. We'll finish the one that we're working on. But yeah, this is not... this is taking way longer than I thought it would. We invested so much into that. Way more than we should have. So yeah, that was a bummer. I didn't think it would take that long. But yeah, and I wanted to change the light cruisers up too, but now we're at a point where we spent a year refitting fucking destroyers, for Christ's sake, so that was super stupid, but whatever, nothing to be done about it now. So let's go ahead and build some more. Do we have... Okay, so these guys are refitting, so we need to build all these out. What about the carriers? Let's take a look if we can do anything with them. Yeah, it just sucks that we still have that damn naval treaty thing here. But we can get the new anti-airs in, and we don't have anything to put there because we don't have any radar for them yet. So I think this still lets us get them complete. Yeah, they're essentially complete. We'll need to change them up. So these guys actually need a name. We're going to leave it open. What do you guys want to name our 1936 aircraft carriers? So just whatever name. I'm not naming every individual ship. I think some people were thinking I was going to name every ship. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I don't name every ship. But I am going to name the models, you know, the versions, variants, whatever you want to call them. So provide a name, best name wins. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get that anti-air up a little bit. I suppose that helps, and get a new carrier built. Yeah, I really thought we'd have a little bit more done by this point, guys. So yeah, when these finish up here, which it'll be done here in about 5 days, then we'll get the carriers built. And let's go ahead and just start getting them all assigned here. So I don't have to come back into here. Get the destroyers coming up here. We'll just do 5 into here. And yeah, we've already made the adjustments as well, I think. So let's get the light cruisers as well, the attack cruisers. We do need to make another design there. We do have the experience, but I don't know if we'll have the dockyards just yet. Let me take a look and see how we're looking on dockyards once we get all these built out. And then we need to do the new submarines too. So we'll go ahead and get them designed. All right, so we just need to change the torpedo tubes and the engines out here. We do need to get a model of destroyers that can set up mines, because yeah, we don't have any of those. I looked through the British destroyers, and I don't think any of them had mine laying or mine sweeping abilities. Only a couple light cruisers did, which I think it was just a few light cruisers. So yeah, didn't have anything to use on that front. All right, so let's get these guys going here. Just get a couple dockyards going into those. All right, so we're almost done with those, but good God, I can't believe I wasted that long on those. That was way too long, guys. My bad. Nothing to be done about it now. So we can do this one at this point. We might as well wait for it to get to 75%. With my luck, we would end up going to a civil war here at the last moment. So we did get the artillery guns, which maybe I shouldn't keep those in London. I don't know how that would work. Yes, sir. We should probably put them somewhere where we've already done the mission, which I think right here would just be fine. Just move them up there. Because I don't know if that would go to the enemy if we had a civil war, since we didn't flip London. All right, so we got the anti-tanks done, right? Is that what we're, yeah, anti-tanks, that's what we just got. So we'll have to get those constructing, and could go ahead and go with the prepared defenses here to get that defense and organization up. That would be pretty damn useful to have here for what's largely going to be defensive campaign in the initial stages, I think. So anti-tanks need to get built, and we did have a dockyard to go straight to them. Excellent. Let's put this right into the artillery. We have dockyards finished. We now finished getting those ships refitted. So we can take a look at the situation here. We have one spare dockyard. So once we get those other 5 dockyards done, then I'll go ahead and get like another design going. I want to support cruiser design. Will be the next thing that we get. So let's just go ahead and place this into. Let's put it into the attack cruisers right now. And once we get those dockyards completed, we'll get something else going here. All right, so we're waiting to get to 75. We're at 75, so let's go ahead and do this next one here. Ticks us up by 8.3%. Let's hope. Nope, it's a violent one, of course. Damn it. And that did tick us up below 49%. So does that mean that... Oh, maybe not. We just barely got in there. I think we got really close to the damn Civil War right there, guys. Really damn close. We got lucky. Got very lucky. Yeah, I think that's what it said anyway. I'm going based off what it said. I don't actually know how it works. Then we're going to put these guys into Gibraltar. That's what we built them for. Would probably behoove us actually to get a regular division in Gibraltar. Maybe even to move a couple of these divisions into, like one into Gibraltar. Maybe one over here. Again, I'm not too worried about the situation in, against Syria. The French Syria, I should say. Not too worried about that, but you know what? We should probably get like one regular division going over to Gibraltar, just because we don't want to lose that. That'd be devastating, especially now that we know that the communists are going to be there. So you know what? Let's go and place a division over there. I think it would be wise just to get like, maybe just get 2. Yeah, because it's such an important location. And I don't think these guys are in a port right now, are they? No, they're not. So we'll have to move them to a port. And then move them to Gibraltar. Yeah, I think having those there would be pretty helpful. Dominion of Canada seeks immediate patriation. After breakdowns and negotiations with Westminster, an unprecedented 63-hour debate, the Canadian Parliament has overturned the British North American Act, instead ensuring the Canadian Constitution and laws untouchable by the British. Okay, so they're just now going towards the fascist branch. That's what that's about. Okay. All right, so we have to get back up to probably max it out at 80% before we do this last one. And that's the last one before we have to do London. It does look like you have to do the entire country. Okay, well, it's what it is. 84% fascist right now. So we definitely have pretty high fascist support. War support is in the gutter. Stability is not too bad. But... yeah, it's just kind of China declare war on the communist China. All right, so they might get taken out. We did finish up one of those dockyards. Again, I'm going to wait to get the attack cruisers built. Let's get some of these ships built that we have here. Like get some of the submarines built. And we should probably take a look and see. I'm sure we don't have anything built yet. But we might have that light cruiser done. We do not. We do have those planes done training that I've just had sitting here. And this is actually the end of the episode as well, guys. Let's go and move them. And we'll go ahead and train up some more if we have them. Yeah, it looks like we could put some more fighters out there, I suppose. Get them training up. We should probably train up the planes on our carriers too, because those don't train without you telling them to. We would need to arrange them here, because yeah, it doesn't even look like they're arranged yet. I'll have to do that next episode, or in between episodes or something like that, because it is the end of this one, guys. So we are in March of 1938, so made good progress about where I wanted to get. Spring here of 38 for the episode. We do need to hold the anti-German speeches. I'm glad I clicked that. I should have done that a long time ago. We would have been moving far more efficiently if I had. These guys are ready to deploy. So let's go and get them deployed now and placed into, well, they can go ahead and train here. Yeah, we'll just train them right there. Get us a little bit more extra experience. It doesn't seem all these guys are done, by the way. So let's get them placed. I think they all need to go into the Purple Army. All right, excellent. So this is pretty much what our defense is going to look like for right now. Yeah, I mean, we have like a few divisions in every port. It's okay. Who knows when the Japanese will be able to attack us at this point because of their civil war. It's taking a lot longer than expected. So hopefully that'll be enough. Hopefully everywhere will be enough, because the majority of the troops that we build from this point on will be once we change up the conscription laws, and we can't do that till we get it changed over to fascism. Yeah, we really need to get this done here, and that's what we're using all our political power for. It does soak up all the political power, man, doing this. It's just kind of the nature of it. I guess everybody else is, or most other countries are flipping too, so it does take them time. They have a lot of stuff they have to do as well. It does seem that they are now democratic, by the way. Germany is. So they've made their progress there. France is fully communist now. They are 99% communist at this point. I'm going to take a wild guess that what helped the Republican Spanish, here is that the French sent troops here. That's probably what happened. So basically, you only had the Italians helping the Nationalists out, while the French and Soviets were helping the Republicans. I think that's what it comes down to. Why they won is just from that little bit. That's all it takes, is that little bit of assistance that you get from volunteers. China here is about to get those guys wrapped up. All the warlords, they're working on doing that. Again, I don't really know what's going to happen here. It could go either way, really. We'll just have to see what happens. You would think that the communists win, but they have leftist divisions, so it's hard to say. Although, really, we don't even know. They could actually have more divisions at this point. So they're flipping. Is there anybody else that we might want to look at? They're already communist. Just all the countries that are going fascist are taking a lot longer. So I think they're supposed to go democratic. They have 28% fascism right now. They haven't moved that route just yet. Social Security aid here. All right. So just kind of looking at what everybody's working on and their current progress towards changing their ideologies. Just kind of show you them all. All right, so that is going to be the end of the episode. Next episode will probably be the last one of peace, if I had to assume. Should take us into mid-1939. Really don't know how it's going to happen with everybody switching ideologies and stuff. Peace could take a little bit longer than, or excuse me, war could take a little bit longer than typical. But maybe episode 4, if not episode 4, then I think definitely episode 5. So we don't have a lot more time to build up, guys, and I just wasted all that time on the dockyard, so that's unfortunate. Then we don't have any of these done just yet because we're using all our political power elsewhere. We got a lot of stuff to get done, frankly. That's what it comes down to. We need to get the radar tech as well, start building radar out. Certain places could build up some fortifications as well, but we have some stuff that some of these focuses do that for us, so we'll probably want to get those first. But yeah, that is the end of the episode. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Hope to see you on the next episode, and thanks for watching, guys.